everyone, Miss Jean here. Are you ready for another mini adventure in Discovery Mountain? Well, Harold, Genet, and Mia just finished another episode of their podcast called Mountain Mysteries. Mia had to go to Mrs. Amos's for piano lessons, and so now Harold and Genet are walking over to her house for a snack. Harold has a new hobby. Do you remember what it is? Yes, he learned it in Pathfinders. Baking. Well, today Harold and Genet will do some baking with a little twist. Let's listen and exercise our faith along with them.
That was the best podcast we've done yet. Don't you think so too, Genet?
Harold, you say that after every episode we record.
And every time I say it, it's true. We just keep getting better and better.
Hey, you two. How'd the podcast interview go?
It was so cool, Dad. We interviewed Chris Frazier at the hospital.
Oh, yes. He works at the reception desk, right?
Right.
Since Chris is blind, he relies on his sense of hearing way more than we do.
He's the opposite of Genet, since I seem to constantly have to repeat myself before she finally hears me.
Dad, that's not true.
Especially if I'm reminding her about chores.
Well, that might be kind of true.
Anyway, what made you want to interview Chris about his sense of hearing?
We wanted to know if living up here in the mountains in higher altitudes makes it easier or harder to hear.
So what was the conclusion? Do things sound different here in Discovery Mountain?
Here's the cool part, Dad. Higher altitudes really do affect sound.
Although, you have to get up pretty high before you'd even notice something. Something like 40,000 feet high.
Yeah, which is way higher than Discovery Mountain.
It's because altitude affects the speed of sound, so sounds get quieter at higher altitudes. Temperature affects sound waves also.
How interesting. I'll have to read up on that now. I'm curious.
But Discovery Mountain isn't high enough to make any difference.
Chris said he actually thinks it's easier to hear sounds in Discovery Mountain, but it has nothing to do with the altitude.
So, what makes it easier for him?
He said it's because it's so much quieter up here. There's not as much noise from traffic or crowds of people as there is in the city.
Very cool. Well, there are granola bars in the cupboard and fresh strawberries in the fridge.
Thanks, Dad.
Thanks, I'm starving.
That's not uncommon for you, Harold.
That's true.
Dad, we're gonna bake a cake. And Mia's going to come over after her piano lesson.
I found a great recipe online.
And don't worry, Dad, we'll clean up after ourselves.
Good. I wasn't worried. What kind of cake are you going to make?
Triple chocolate layer cake. It's got cocoa powder, semi-sweet chocolate, and chocolate chips in it.
I don't forget about the chocolate frosting, too.
Do we have all the ingredients for that?
Oh yeah, Mom and I went shopping last night.
All right. Well, save a slice for me when you're done, okay?
No problem, Mr. Beckman.
Now, I need to get out a big mixer and the baking pans and measuring cups.
You'd better find a hair tie too, Genet, so your hair doesn't get in the way.
It won't. I'll be fine.
If you say so.
Why do parents worry so much?
I don't know. It's their job.
But I know what I'm doing. I don't need supervision in the kitchen anymore.
And I'm an expert. Where are the saucepans?
Right in that cupboard. And here, I'll get the eggs for you.
Okay, I'll melt the butter in the chocolate squares.
Keep the temperature low or you'll burn the butter and mess this entire thing up.
Yep, I know, Genet. Baking expert, remember?
Okay, I trust you, Harold. Sort of.
While Harold melted the butter and chocolate, Genet measured the sugar, flour, and other dry ingredients into the large bowl of the stand mixer.
Now, while the mixer's running, I'll add the butter and the chocolate.
Oh, it looks yummy already.
Now the eggs.
Whoops.
You knocked the sugar canister on the floor. I'll get it.
I got it.
Careful.
Ah!
What's wrong?
My hair, it's caught in the mixer. Turn it off, turn it off. Ow, ow, ow.
Genet, are you okay?
No, I am not okay. My hair's still stuck.
What's wrong? I heard a scream.
Dad, my hair's stuck and it hurts. It's wrapped up in the beaters.
She knocked the sugar over and then leaned down to grab it.
Dad, please help.
Let me unplug the mixer. Now hold still, Genet.
It's all I can do. I can't even move my head. Can you untangle my hair?
I'm trying, but your hair's really wound up tight. I'm trying my best, but wow, it is really wrapped up here.
You might have to cut some of her hair off.
Cut it off?
Harold, you're right. Hand me the scissors in that drawer over there, please.
Scissors? Oh no.
It's okay, Genet. Pixie cuts are really fashionable now.
But I don't want a pixie cut.
I'll do my best. Now, Genet, hold still.
Oh, this is terrible.
Genet's dad worked slowly and gently, untangling as much of Genet's hair as he could. Finally, he snipped off whatever was too wound up in the beaters to budge.
There. All done.
Do I have a pixie cut?
No, but it's definitely shorter than it used to be.
How bad is it?
It's actually not bad, Genet. Your dad did a great job.
It doesn't look bad at all.
I don't trust you two. Let me look in the mirror. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. I wish Mom was here.
I'm sure she can help you even out the haircut tonight.
Wow, Mr. Beckman, you told Genet to put her hair in a hair tie. How did you know?
Well, I didn't know that this would happen, but loose hair can be dangerous around any kind of equipment.
Oh, I wish I had done that. Thanks, Dad, for saving my hair, or at least most of it, and not saying I told you so.
Man, I guess good hearing at Discovery Mountain only helps if we're listening, huh?
We just did a whole podcast about hearing, and I had my ears shut tight. I wish I could have just used a hair tie.
Honey, you learned a hard lesson today, and I expect you'll never make that mistake again.
No way! But look at our cake batter. It's full of hair, and what will we tell Mia when she gets here?
Ew! And there aren't enough chocolate squares to start over.
Oh no, I'm really sorry.
Well, there's only one way to solve this now.
Throw the batter in the trash.
And walk to Miss Michelle's for some of her delicious cake.
That's brilliant, Mr. Beckman. Miss Michelle makes wonderful chocolate cake.
She sure does, and best of all, you don't have to worry whether she has any stray hair in it.
I'll text Mia to meet us there.
Come on, you two. Dessert is on me. And, you might want to grab a hat, Genet.
Oh, I heard you, Dad, and I sure will listen this time.
Genet definitely made a mistake, didn't she? But it could have turned out so much worse. At least she still has her hair, or most of it anyway. And her dad didn't get angry at her for ignoring his advice. Just as Chris's sharp hearing helps him notice things others might miss, we can exercise our faith by listening carefully to God's guidance and to the wisdom of those around us. God wants us to choose to follow His plans for us. And when we're stubborn and think we know better, He knows we may have to suffer some unpleasant consequences. But He never stops loving us. So this week, try exercising your faith by listening to hear God's plan for you. And like Genet, you might miss hearing it the first time, but just remember that God's patience and compassion never fails. Here's a verse that promises just that. It's Psalm 86 and verse 15, and it says, "But you, O Lord, are a God merciful and gracious, slow to anger and abundant in loving kindness and truth." And here's another one. Lamentations 3:22 says this, "The Lord's loyal kindness never ceases. His compassions never end." And those are just two of the many Bible verses that talk about God's patience and mercy. I'm Miss Jean, and you've been listening to a mini adventure in Discovery Mountain, where the air is clear enough to hear your imagination, and where every day is an exercise in faith. Visit us at discoverymountain.com to send us a message and to listen to full episodes on demand. Discovery Mountain is a production of The Voice of Prophecy. Mixer Mayhem was written by Janice Nelson.